Well, many Hoosiers remember Judy O'Bannon as Indiana's first lady, but the impact she's had on the state reaches far beyond just her time in the governor's mansion. Judy O'Bannon has been one of Indiana's most vocal advocates of historic preservation for nearly 6 decades. Around Indiana reporter Mary Rachel Redman had the pleasure of sitting down with her. She talked about her lifelong mission of preservation and how it resonates today more than ever.
Tucked away in picturesque Harrison County is the historic town of Corydon, Indiana's very first state capital. It's also where you can find Judy O'Bannon's passion for historic preservation perfectly on display, like this 1866 log barn she calls home.
I like old things because people have touched against them, and they've left their fingerprints when they did what I call their dance of life. The old 1866 barn, we built it when he was running for governor. After he became governor, Home and Garden TV said, well, we're doing barn conversions around the country, so we think it's novel that a governor can do what he has to do and be in southern Indiana. Frank was the first governor with a computer in the governor's office. That's right. And that's been like 20 years ago, first computer in the governor's office.
Over a century ago, the O'Bannon family bought the local newspaper, and the family still owns it today.
Thanks in large part to the former First Lady's fervent belief that people in small towns need their own local news source, just like the Corydon Democrat.
I very much believe in freedom of the press. I also believe that it is the messenger, the facilitator for people to know what's going on in their community. How can you connect? You find out what family's house burned and needs help. You're not going to read that in the Wall Street Journal. So by gum, that newspaper that we've owned for over 100 years in the family, we're plugging in there.
O'Bannon's passion for freedom of the press all comes back to community and the importance of main streets across Indiana.
People don't realize the gifts of living in a small town. I think this is a key time to bring awareness to that. Folks who've worked out of their homes have had eye-openers about what they can do from anywhere, but within that community, to make sure that you have things people want to hang around for. If you don't have intellectual stimulation and opportunity to grow, well, what a bore. Who wants to stay behind for that if they're a college graduate ready to go with a new degree? So we have to make sure that those things that create lifestyles or quality of life are in our small communities. The capacity's there. They need to feel the confidence that they can do it, as opposed to, I don't know about the rest of this world. I think they're out to get me. So I'm just going to close down. And if you don't look like I do, or you don't talk, or your clothes aren't like mine, I think you must be suspect. We got to get over that. It's sure death.
She also wants Hoosiers to start being proud of where they came from.
But when our mentality has been, educate them in Indiana, but they don't want to stay here. You know, I did a television program, What's So Funny? And my driving force was, look at sitcoms. If they want to portray someone who's a bumpkin, who's nice, nice, gentle, but really not quite, you know. Where are they from? Oh, they came from a small town, Indiana. So we think that's okay. It isn't okay. It's a dead-end street, and we've got to get over that.
Much more from Judy O'Bannon. Her accomplishments are many, and we'll have part 2 of Mary Rachel's in-depth interview with Judy O'Bannon coming up in the next couple of weeks.